What is up, everybody? My name is Felix Alvarez from Motion Maverick Digital, and I'm going to do a quick tutorial, or hopefully a quick tutorial. Hopefully I won't lose you guys when I do this, but I'm going to do a green screen courtesy of Last Week Tonight. This guy over here, this little zebra character, I'm going to just put an in and out points right here. And just select a little bit of the clip. As you can see, he's a dancing fool. He's dancing around. Ah, great. Okay, so now I'm just gonna bring it down to the timeline. Oh, wait, it's not the exact size of this. I think this is actually just 720, and I have the timeline in a 1080 sequence. So I'm gonna remove that. Just going to drag the clip into this comp. As you can see, when it goes plus right here, you just drag that and drop that in, and now the sequence matches the video. So now that we have that, by the way, you notice that everything's kind of pixelated over here. I kind of decreased the quality of the video, or at least previewing it. I can go back to full right here, but I don't want anything to lag. I'm already exporting something, so I'm going to go all the way down to the lowest preview quality. It'll be just fine. So I'm going to go over here, then go to Effects, and we're going to use the plugin Keylight. Drag that, drop it in there, and you can see it popped up over here in the Effects panel. Our little section right there. I'm going to use the eyedrop that's located right here on the side with Keylight, and then I usually select something close to the body of the subject that I'm trying to remove. Now that looks just fine, except there's a little bit of information right over here. Actually, I'm going to go back to full so you can see it a little bit better. It kind of eliminated a lot of the green screen, but there's still some fragments here. I'll put a solid here so you could see it a little bit better. Something a little different than green. How about purple? Purple. Bring that down over here. So yeah, here's what I was talking about. These little fragments of the green screen that is still there. We're also losing some of our zebra right over here on the leg. So let's select here and we go to Screen Mat, and we're gonna see all this stuff, and we're gonna try to eliminate all this. So I'm gonna just increase the green right here. I'm kind of losing some of him. We got to make him solid white. The zebra, I'm assuming it's a guy. I don't know. It could be a girl. I don't know. But we're gonna go to Screen Mat. We're gonna open it up right over here. And then we're going to play around with black and clip white. As you can see, as I decrease clip white, this starts to be fuller in its silhouette, white silhouette. We just got to make sure that there isn't any black marks right here, which are just these noisy particles. And these are due because of the shadows and the reflection of the green screen that is creating this like kind of green shadow underneath here. So I'm going to go back to the final result, and actually let's see. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. But we can make it better. I know we can make it better. So we are going to duplicate this guy and then remove the key light from the bottom clip right here. I'm going to actually mark these, let's say orange. Okay, so the orange clip is the clip that we see with the green screen with no effects, and on the top we have that same layer. If I move that, you can see we have the layer that does have the key light effect to it. We're going to go over here and change the alpha matte. We're going to change that to alpha matte right there. And what it does is basically it's using what we keyed out here as let me see if I can explain it better. it's basically becoming an overlay of this. We're telling this clip to basically read off the white silhouette. So we got this very clean, sort of clean actually. Now I look at it, there's a little bit of green right here, but we'll change that in the color. But as you can see, it's looking hell of a lot better. Now we still have, like, on the edges, as you can tell, as he's dancing around, wow. As you can see down here in the edges, we still have, like, fragments. I'm going to bring it in a little closer so you can take a look at it. So you see we still have a little bit of fragments and a little bit of green that is spilling into our subject right here. So we're going to go back. Well, first we're going to get one piece of tool. I'm going to go with the inner and outer key right here, and actually I'm gonna drag and drop that onto the first clip right here, the top clip right here where we have our green screen keyed out, and then just tweak it just a little bit. I'm thinning out some of the green edges right here. As you can see, it decreases. Now we got to be careful about this. That's why I'm going to bring back the background, the pink background that I have. We want to be careful about this because we don't want to cut off too much of the edges. I'm going to soften that up. I'm going to feather it up just a tad. And you know what? That looks okay for me. All this green spilling into our character's costume, we got to get the advanced spill suppressor, and it kind of fixes things like automatically. Like, as you notice, like if I turn it off, you see these sections of green. I'm gonna zoom in on that. These little sections of green that is going on right there, and then when I turn on the suppressor, the spill suppressor effect, it basically kind of removes all that. I use this background just as reference, just so I could see if there's any spills from the side. But I mean, I kind of need a environment for this, so I don't know. Let's pick the city. Let's pick a city. City images. Why don't we? Yeah, let's take this. Let's take this. I'm going to bring that in. Import that in. And that's going to be our backdrop. So I'm going to bring that. And then I hit S to increase the size of the background. We can fill that in. And you know what? I'm going to bring both these clips together and put them in their own comp. And then I'm just going to shrink them down to a more sunnier environment. Right there. And well, he still looks like a giant though, so let me just increase that. It seems like he really belongs there as a giant. He really should be like this small guy. We'll just leave him right there. Yeah. He's going to be a very tall zebra, so we're just going to leave him right there. I mean, this is all through perspective of what you think in size. Like, I mean, I was just studying this on perspective on whether or not on how to determine when an object like this background works for an object like this. I think this is more of what it should be in size, but you know, could be a little bit closer, I guess, if we were to say that he's actually right here in front of the camera. I don't know. It really depends on what you'd like. But let's just say that I'm going to shrink him down to this. So he's kind of a giant because he's higher than this building right here. But let's get the curve tool out. Curve your enthusiasm. a little bit. Now we're gonna actually curve the color. And you know what? Tweak this just a tad. And I also want to give them a little sunny color, so I'll go to photo filter right here. You know, something that will match the warmness of this environment. Okay. That's looking a little bit better. So let's see. He's gonna be dancing around. Yeah. So that's it. That's not completely it. We still are missing a little shadow right here. So I'm just gonna duplicate our zebra. And then I'm gonna go to transform. I think I flipped. Oh no, didn't pick the wrong thing. I'm supposed to flip it vertically. And then I'm just gonna bring it down. And I'm also going to grab a fill. In the effects, I'm going to go up and grab fill generator, and that's going to make it all red. Obviously has a red shadow. No, it would be a darker shadow. Bam. And let's blur this out a little bit. Blur. I'm just gonna grab it right over here from. I'm gonna get a lens blur. I'm gonna grab a lens blur. And let's close some of these things up. Come to the lens blur and start increasing up my blur radius. Hang on. Let's just. Oh, I blurred it too much. Too much. Somewhere around there. I also, once I get this shadow, which I'm going to type in shadow. Alright, so once I have this, I'm also going to select it. Oh, I just made my first mistake. Named the wrong thing. This is why it's important to name everything. So I'm going to call this Z for zebra and shadow. And I'm going to make this, I'm going to switch here and select the 3D, making it 3D. And, go back to that. And then I'm going to hit the R button and select I'm going to select the X rotation and just scoot that under. One thing though, this shadow does not match these shadows, so I'm going to just drop the opacity just a tad and maybe even mess around with the color. I'm going to go over here to more of the fill. I'm just going to do this and then play around with the fill color till it kind of matches this kind of color. You know, the other thing I can do to make it a little bit better, I think if I hit screen, nope. Hit add, nope. If I hit darken, nah. Let's try overlay. Not giving me the effects I want. Difference. No. I guess multi looks better. Though I need to lighten the color of his shadow just a tad so it blends nicely with that shadow. I mean, it's definitely blended a little bit better. I think I would want to just skew it just a tad, maybe increase it just a tad. Yeah. Oh, that definitely looks a hell of a lot better. Let's see if it matches with the movement. I think about it realistically, this would be a lot smaller. Oh, what am I talking about realistically? I mean, this obviously is a unrealistic character right here. But I'm gonna just play around with the shadow because I just feel that the shadow should be a lot smaller. I don't know. Most of the time, I just go based on my guts of what I feel looks right. I'll increase that. Yep, he's just dancing along. Oh, accidentally hit DaVinci. My bad. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the quick tutorial on how you can eliminate the green screen. This different technique where I basically have two clips that will remove all the green from the character. Yeah, this is usually my approach to green screen and green screen removal. Actually looks pretty good. Actually, let me see if I can just render this out so we can just preview it just a tad. I'm gonna start from here, and that's done. Let's see how it looks. It doesn't look too bad. Actually, it doesn't look that bad at all. I don't know. I hope I was somewhat helpful. I hope that you were able to follow along. This is my first kind of tutorial, so please forgive me if you were a little bit lost. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be to talk about this stuff. I hope you got some tips from my video, and I'll see you next time here at Motion Maverick Digital.